Hello guys, hi everyone. Good afternoon. Good morning, sorry. Good morning guys. Good morning guys. How are you? Nice. So is my sound clear? Everybody can able to hear me? Just type yes if it is. Is my sound okay? Yeah, so good morning. Okay, now today being on a Wednesday, new day. So let's have some general market analysis, general market outlook, so that we can know what are we predicting today, so that we can be on a positive side of analyzing the market. So as usual, let's start with higher time frame on gold. So this is XAUSD on H4, but with that, let's go on higher time frame, like even on a daily. Yeah, on a daily time frame on XAUSD, we all can see that this market is bullish. It's bullish. The reason being it's moving, creating higher high. Sorry, the market is moving now. It was on a consolidation, but now we can see the momentum going up on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, everything's still bullish on the 4-hour time frame. Now we have a structure. We have a zone here at this level, where now a zone is where the market respects. Whenever the market touches as a structure, the market always respect for some time. Now lowering back on the 2-hour time frame, that's how the market look like on a 2-hour time frame. So kuna more probability of this market dropping at that area. The reason being is on a very strong level, supply area. So more probability of this market maybe dropping at that structure. So kuna more probability of this market dropping at this high, right? So you should be looking for any sort of a change of character at this level, any pattern that shows that signals sales opportunity, so that you can able to get those sales targeting this low. You're getting that. The reason being is just the market is on a supply level, right? And then we want the market to do a retracement, because always the market can't go on a straight line like this one. The market move creating high, 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 low. Whenever the market creates a new high, it always pull back. Whenever the market creates a new high, it always retrace. But now for this, it created a new high without a retracement. So we want this retracement for this market to drop up to this level for more buys opportunity. That's why we are selling on gold today. We are at least anticipating for a sales opportunity at this juncture, at this level. Okay, at this level up at you. So if you lower the time frame to 1 hour, to 30 minutes, to 50 minutes, that's the place that where we will be going to look for a more sales opportunity at this structure. Okay, so if you lower the time frame to 1 hour, you have something very good here. Not good, but again, signals buys opportunity. What do we have there? We have an OB. We have a daily OB here. Sorry, a 1 hour OB, a 1 hour order block. That a 1 hour order block, what does it say? An order block, it shows buys opportunity. Yeah, we have a buy opportunity here at this market. Now, kuna more probability of now, not even this market coming to this level, but it can also pump up in as a panda juu. Okay, but now if you lower the time frame more on a 30-minute time frame, that's how the market look like on a 30 minutes. That's how the market look like on a 30-minute time frame. On a 15, so here we are on a 15-minute time frame. Remember, this was an OB on a 1 hour time frame that signals buys opportunity. But again, on the 15, we have a structure or a level at this zone, and then again we have a very strong supply. Sorry, I can call it an head and shoulder pattern there. So what should we do if this market now ikikataa ku respect the head and shoulder pattern? What should we do? Kuna more chances or kuna more probability of this market maybe reacting heavy. So if this market respects that shoulder, the market will break, retest, so that you can sell this market targeting this low. That will be our first view. Our second view, if this market now break this structure, if this market now break this structure, a retracement, then that's I hope so that market will continue buying. Okay, so either way, this market will respect a structure for a buy or for a sell. So if this market now maybe respect a head and shoulder, it will come and break the neckline for more sales. So we should be interested with this market once if it breaks the neckline. Okay, we won't risk these sales at this level. That's the rule number one. Number two, if this market now break this high, forms a new higher high, now a retracement for an higher low, that's when you're going to buy it. Okay, so still waiting for it to form a new higher low for more buys opportunity. And also coincidentally, do we have what we call a trend line? So let's see. The market is kind of moving with a very strong momentum for a buy, which is still okay. Now what should we do, or what should we aim? We should be aiming for that pullback or that retracement on those levels for this market to continue buying. Yeah? So if this market now pull back to this structure, to this level, that's where we should be looking for a buys opportunities on gold, because the head and shoulder pattern is not now valid. So just waiting for a retracement for more buys opportunities on this market. So guys, you should just stay calm on gold. Don't rush. It's still on early London session. No, we are not even. We are still on Tokyo, right? We're still on Tokyo session. No, not even London has kicked in. So let's just stay sharp. Let's wait for this higher low to be formed, a very clean one, and now maybe a retracement at this level so that you can buy that market. So that's a XAU USD view on a 50-minute time frame. Yeah. So everything looks clean for a buy, but once if it can retrace to give us more buys opportunity, because we can't chase this high. We can't chase this high. And also, if that retracement won't work as we predicted, this market can more likely to break and retest for more short position opportunity. So just stay calm. Let's see how gold will react. Let's see how gold will react on these levels. Yeah. Watch how gold will react on this level. Either break above for more buys opportunity, or also they can break below for more sales opportunity. So just a matter of being patient. Yeah. Again, before even I continue, yesterday I gave out this trade, an instant sales on GBP AUD. I don't know if you guys took it. Hope so you did. Hope so you guys made money from it. It was a very good instant sales on GBP AUD, which I gave it live. I gave out the SL, I gave out the take profit, and then all the way to GBP AUD, all the way to take profit area. So after winning a trade, I always don't look at it again. Naipeanga time again, it forms itself. It gives us a very clean structure so that we can continue with the direction. But yesterday it was an A setup for us for a very good sales opportunity, which went all the way to our TP area. So if you took it, that's good. Congratulations for believing on that, and you took the risk and you made money. Now we're on a AUD USD, so higher time frame as usual. 2 hour time frame, yeah, we are bullish on it. We have a structure here. So yeah, so this is AUD USD on a 1 hour time frame. It's like a looking more buys opportunity on this pair, more bullish momentum, right? To form that breakout retracement on the 2 hour time frame. On a daily time frame, yeah. So this looks clean for a buy opportunity. it looks clean for a buy opportunity. In the next 18 minutes, if that candlestick closes like that, that's when you are going to take a long position on or a buy opportunity on it, targeting the next high, which will be these levels. And yeah, I think so it will be okay for that buys opportunity to come on AUDUSD. So SL, let me just give out the SL and take profit. SL at 0.68951. TP 0.69561. That should be our TP, our SL at around 0.695 TP at that level. So once you get to confirm, the next 17 minutes will come back to take an instant buy opportunity on AUDUSD. So let's keep it cooking. AUDGPY. So AUDGPY on daily time frame. Daily time frame, yes, you can call it the bearish. The reason being, the market broke the structure here, formed a new lower low. So kind of looking for more bearish momentum. In the 4-hour time frame, yeah, it looks like a selling opportunity or sales are zones for more sales. But now again, we have a structure here, which it did a break a retest. But now we have a new low on AUDGPY at this level. Yes, we have a new low at this level. So let's give it time because it's not that clear for more sales, and also because it's kind of consolidating at this structure, right? So no view on this pair for now, until maybe we see some very good reaction on it. Okay. USDJPY. No, yesterday now, okay, the day before yesterday, we were waited for this breakout, which it did to perfection. That breakout happened. If you can see that, the breakout happened on USDJPY. Now, a very good pullback if it can do for more sales, right? That's a USDJPY. That USDJPY. Once if this market returns back to those structure or to those levels, that's when you should be looking for more sales opportunities on this pair. Euro AUD. Allow me just to check them. Clear some very good pairs. On this pair, we didn't have a breakout, so let me just redo them. So for example, now in this structure, we have a very strong consolidation. This market has been consolidating. We don't have active buyers, we don't have active sellers. The market is just there. We are kind of consolidating there at that levels. So if this market now forms a change of character, that's when you should be looking for more sales. And again, if this market now again decide to break above, it's okay. You should be looking for a buy opportunity. So either way, but for now it's still consolidating, waiting for either way breakout above or below. That's when you should be looking for an opportunity. Yeah? So that's Euro AUD. That's Euro AUD. Euro USD. So I want you guys to check on if we go on higher time frame on this pair, it has been buying massively without even doing retracement Euro USD has been pumping up for the last 2 days. For on a Monday, sorry, on a Tuesday and Wednesday today, the market has been pumping without even creating new lows on this pair. So the good thing is just to go on the lower time frame to see if we can get those structures on the lower time frame, because on the higher time frame it's doing those breakouts without pullback, but on the lower time frame, yes, we have those breakout and retracement. Yeah. So for instance, in this Euro USD on the 30-minute time frame, the market has been doing break and retracement. Whenever the zone is broken, the market always pull back to the level where it broke the structure, where it did a BMS or a BOS, and then the market continues with the trend. Yeah. So look at it. So whenever the market forms a new high, it forms a low, forms a new high. It always forms a low, high, low, high, low. Now waiting for an higher high, then an higher low, so that you can buy it. So that we can buy it. Yeah. So that's a Euro USD view. That's a Euro USD. So a long position on Euro USD. Once if that market break retest, looking for more buys opportunities on it. Yeah, so that's my view on Euro USD. Once if you have a breakout above the structure, that's when you should be looking for more buys opportunity. The trend is bullish. The good thing is just trend is your friend. Go with the trend at all costs. Try to go with the trend. GJ on higher time frame. GBP on higher time frame. We can all see on daily time frame is very bearish. The market has been dropping. On a 4-hour time frame, the market formed a BMS, now doing sort of a retracement for more sales. On the lower time frame, the 2-hour, the 1-hour time frame. Yeah, so what should we do at that levels? We should wait for sort of a confirmation before we proceed. We should be waiting for a sort of confirmation before we proceed on this level, on this market at this structure. Waiting for sort of an confirmation for a short position on it. So if that market confirm, there we go. We should be looking for more sales opportunities on GBP JPY. On GBP JPY. So once if it does break, it does confirm, that's when you should be looking for more short position on GBP JPY. Yeah. Nice. So that's GBP JPY on H2. Also on H1, because that's where you should be looking for a confirmation. That's how it looks like. So let's see how far can it go. Let's see how far can it go. Yeah. USD card. USD card on higher time frame. On 4-hour time frame, this market has been dropping. It has been bearish. Now we lower down to look for more sales, because if the trend is bearish, good thing, trend is your friend, follow the trend. On a 1-hour time frame, nothing much. On the 30-minute time frame, you can all see we have a very strong break and retest at that level, or a BMS. Now we have a new low here. So what should we do? We should be waiting for a change of break of market structure to continue with the trend. Trend is your friend. Follow the trend. Use very clean strategy that don't complicate things. So once if that market breaks a new low, like how it did here, a retracement, very simple. We should be looking for more sales opportunities again. Now we should be targeting the next low, which our next low itakuwa at this level. So if that market breaks that structure, forms a new lower low, that's where you should be looking for more sales opportunities on that pair. That's USD CAD, yeah? That's USD versus the Canadian dollar. NZD USD. So we have an OB on the 4-hour time frame at this level. So hoping so that that market will pump up to these levels before it sells to this OB so that it can drop again. So that's NZD USD on the 4-hour time frame. Looking for more short position. Once if that market retraces to that OB, that's where you should be looking for sales, targeting the next low. Stop loss above the OB. And I think so we'll be okay with it. We'll be okay selling that market at that structure. If that market breaks, if that market pull back to the OB on a 4-hour time frame, that's when you should be looking for those sales opportunities. Yeah. Euro GBP. Euro JPY kind of consolidative. It has been consolidating for a long time, but now we below the time frame to 4-hour. On a 2-hour time frame, that's how the market on a 2-hour time frame. A very strong low. So what should we do? We should be waiting for this market to pull back at the level where it did at BMS at this structure so that we can buy it again. So that's Euro JPY. Euro JPY on H1. Also coincidentally, I don't know if we have a bullish trend line. Yes, we do. So once if that market come back and touches those levels, the trend line and also on that breaker retest, that's when you should be now. It will be an extra confirmation for more bullish momentum. Okay, that's Euro JPY. Very clean, very simple. Nice. So next we have AUD card. After we had this pair all the way to a take profit level, I think it was a last week trade, right? Which went all the way to a TP, but now it's already gone. Now we have on the daily time frame first. It's kind of consolidative. Look at this. It's kind of consolidating at this level. This market has been consolidating for some very good days at this structure. So what should we do now at that view? We should lower now the time frame at least on the 4-hour to see the clarity, the zones, the minor, the major and the minor zones. For example, we have a new zone here. So you don't really know if this market is gonna break or it's going to. I'm about it and consolidate. But now, if we have a clean direction, that's when you should be now having a view. But for now, no view on it, to be honest. Next pair we have GBP card. So we have that zone. But again, we have this as an inverted head and shoulder pattern. We have an head, we have the left shoulder, the right shoulder. Then we have its neckline here at this juncture. So what should we do? We should be waiting for a change of character at this level for mobiles. That's a 2 hour on GBP card. Once if that market break that structure, that's when you should be looking for more long position on GBP card. Yeah, and that's what guys the currencies are saying. Let me go to this heavy like US30. For time frame on US30. The market is we can call it a bullish. The reason being it has been pumping up, but we have a level, we have a very strong structure, a very strong zone where the market has been respecting for some time. Whenever the market come back to those levels, the market always touch and BFs. For example, this touch buy, buy. Whenever look at this, whenever this market is above this level, the market pumps up, and whenever the market is below, the market drops. So kuna more chances of this market dropping at this level. So we just need a confirmation before taking a trade. Yeah. So this market is still cooking. So we haven't confirmed yet, but once you get to confirm with a pattern or a change of character, that's when you should be looking for more sales that is on US data at that level. Silver. Silver left an OB at this structure. More chances of silver dropping. More chances of silver dropping, so that you can look for a buy opportunity. Yeah? More chances of silver dropping, so that we can look for a long position. So that's my view on silver. An OB on a 4-hour time frame. So if this market drops to this structure, that's where you should be looking for a long position on silver. NAS 100. Sorry, let me go to US oil. US oil, it has been consolidating, guys, for a whole of yesterday, but now still believing or still hoping that the market structure will respect it. Once if it drops to this level, that's when you should be looking for a long position on it. That's US oil. Going back to gold, how's gold behaving? Are we still bullish? Are we still bearish on XAU USD? Going back on a 50-minute time frame where we saw a trend line. So look at it, the market is kind of rejecting that level. So on the 30-minute time frame, look at this. On the 30-minute time frame, the market has bado ija hold above. What do I mean by ija hold above? Look at this. On the 30-minute time frame, this was just a liquidity. This was just a stop out, a stop loss hand for the market to continue with being bearish. And if you can see that, we have sort of a kind of shoulder, right? And then now we have this as a neckline. So what should we do? We should wait for a change of character. Change of character at which level? If this market changes the character here, forms a new lower high, that's when you are going to sell. Very clean. Usidanganywe na hii momentum kidogo. So just wait. That's when now you should be targeting the next low, believing gold will drop up to this low very massively. But once it changes the character, forms a new lower high, that's when you are going to look for a sales opportunity. So don't try to chase that market. Stay calm. Stay calm. Let's see how far can that market go. It's kind of respecting the 30 minutes OB, okay? It's kind of respecting the 30 minutes order block. So more chances of that market dropping, okay? More chances of that market dropping. So, but wait for an extra confirmation. extra confirmation you happy. Once if it changes the character, it forms a new lower high. Yes, we have that minutes of B. So in now this candles. Because when you go on your MT5, we don't have a lot of wicks there. So it's kind of very promising trade on this London session. So just need to get it just need you to be patient, yeah. Don't rush because it can mess you. So stay calm. Let's see how today's goes with the cards that you have analyzed, with the pairs that you have analyzed. Hopefully you can get an entry and trade. And yeah, so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck. And see you guys on New York session. The cards that you have analyzed, the pairs that we have did. Once you get to confirm, yeah, you should take advantage and take them. Okay. So with that said, have a good